I bet you want to know who's on the radio. Let's talk about it. I tell you what, you won't find a tandem better than these two. Let's talk about it. You ready for this? See, you didn't just stumble upon some random show. Nah, this here is destiny. Jeffrey, Renee.
It's almost showtime, people.
Let's talk about it. Live with Jeffrey and Renee. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Only on www.statusnetwork.net. Call or text in live 470-251-4647. Hashtag Let's Talk with Jeffrey and Renee.
You know what time it is.
And here are your hosts, Jeffrey and Renee.
What is going on, Facebook family? What's going on, Instagram family? It is time for Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey and Renee. Right here on the Manifest TV powered by Status Network. Man, it's going to be a hot show up in here today. But before we get into that, Renee, how was your week?
It was great. Thank you, Jeffrey. How was yours?
It was pretty good, pretty good. I want y'all to understand that next week, actually beginning tomorrow, is the best week of the year. I want you to recognize it. Don't get no better than the week of August 22nd. I'm going to ring the bell on that one right there for my own self. Y'all figure out why. All right, so listen. We got a nice set of guests today. One of our classmates is here with us. Actually, two of our classmates are here with us in studio. And we have an amazing guest that will be joining us on Zoom today. Before we get going too quickly here, what we do every week is we pay homage to our HBCUs, our historically black colleges and universities. And this week is no different. We are showing a little bit of HBCU love to the Norfolk State Spartan Band. All right, Norfolk State University Spartan Legion Band. Now, they got a little something for you this time. They do a little something. They all right. Hey, Morris Brown, don't get it twisted. But they do all right. We're going to play this clip, and then we'll get right back in the show. This, once again, is the Norfolk State University Legion Marching Band. I think I got it right. Go ahead and roll that clip for me. I love it. They were playing I'm So Hood, if you didn't catch the tune there. I'm So Hood, the Norfolk State University Spartans, the Legion Band. All right, love it. In studio with us, we have two guests this week. One of my classmates, the class of 1988, Columbus, Georgia, Kendrick High School, the only high school in Columbus, Georgia. Don't let anybody else tell you different. Brother Greg Rutledge Jr., welcome to the show, sir.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm sorry. He went to Carver. Well, guess what?
Oh no, I went to
He
both
went
of
to
them.
Kendrick,
I went to a
too.
few of them.
Okay.
I went to a few of them.
He went all over the place. But
We
still,
gonna claim Kendrick.
we gonna claim Kendrick
We gonna
today.
claim Kendrick.
You went to Kendrick today. Go ahead and hold that microphone right up. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Wonderful. He's being a little shy. And right next to him, we have, I done forgot your name already.
Kenya. Class of 92, Kendrick High School.
Class of 92. Love it. Kendrick High School is up in this piece. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're going to get things going, but before we really get going, first of all, it wasn't as hot today in Atlanta as it has been. But traffic was still atrocious. We got the overcast weather. We expect a little rain on tomorrow. But in spite of all of that, my granddaughter, she still loves me. My son and daughter, they love me too. My mama and all of my 9 brothers and sisters. Yes, they love me, but you know what time it is. It's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single, but before we get into that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you go first. All right, ladies, some of y'all are single simply because you really don't want a man, yet you think you want a man. This is what I mean. You want more of an accessory than you want a man. You don't want all the responsibilities that comes with the man, but you want the benefits of what comes with the man. You like to be able to take that man and put him on the shelf when you don't want him, when he don't match your outfit or your shoes, and then take him down when he does. You really don't want a man. You want what I like to call a jester. A guy that will just entertain you at your whim. His sole purpose is to make you smile. Otherwise, you can miss or dismiss him. I want you to understand that a man that has a modicum of self-respect won't put up with that foolishness from you, because he ain't got to. Because there are a whole lot of women who would treat him a lot better than that. And because you tried it, that's probably why your ass is single. Y'all thought I was going to cut y'all some slack today. I am not cutting y'all no slack today. Renee, what do you think?
I don't agree with that at all. As always, I don't agree.
I don't understand. How could you disagree with that?
Okay, so tell me the benefits.
The benefits of having a man?
No. Tell me the benefits that you said some women like to put them on the shelf and match the outfit. What benefits are we gaining?
That's the point. See, the benefits y'all get taken out, y'all get treated well. Based on how y'all act, y'all might get this work. But sometimes y'all don't even deserve the work. I need y'all to understand, you want to be able to go so far, but you don't want to go all in. Not you, the universal you. You don't want to go all in because that comes with responsibilities. When you go all in, the man also can hold you accountable for what you do, and you don't want that. That's what I mean.
I'm still disagreeing simply because we don't need the benefits of being taken out because we the trophy for you when you take us out. So therefore, I'm not going to be able to agree with we want that benefit. Wouldn't it be more of a benefit to you?
It depends. If you ever touch this bell again in your whole life, reach your hand over here, woman.
See what I'm talking
All right,
about?
you bring a point. You bring a good point. But what we're going to do, we're going to bring our brother Greg in. Brother Greg, we from Columbus now. I believe did we not play on the Eastway Cherokee football team? You are original Edgewood. You were Edgewood. Everything is the wrong team today. What do you think, Brother Greg? Why do you think some of these women out here are habitually single?
I think some are habitually single because I think the expectation is a little too high.
Okay. Hold the mic a little closer to you.
I think because the expectation is a little too high.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be, first of all, vision is everything. And regardless of who you meet, who you run into, I mean, the vision has to be there because if there is no vision, it becomes a salvage mission. Basically, everybody's going to try to get what they can get and, you know what I'm saying, move on. So I've always been, newfound believing in vision.
Love it. Love it. All right, now, here we go. Kenya, what do you think?
Most of the women that I know are single by choice because it's hard to find a man that is actually bringing a benefit or truly making an effort. So Yeah, that's my answer to your question. They're single by choice because a lot of times when you find yourself in relationships with most boys who think they're men, you're not gaining very much.
Boys.
You're usually gaining more responsibility because you're taking on whatever they have going on, and nobody's really taking anything off of their plate. So therefore, you would choose to remain single until you find someone who can complement you and take some stress off of your plate instead of adding to it.
Well said.
I love
well
it.
said.
You got,
Brought the fire stick.
a little point to that. I'll give you that point. I rang the bell for you. Now, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all
Hit
off
the bell, Renee.
I already rang the bell. All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next. All right, fellas, some of y'all are single simply because you don't know how to build anything. When I say you don't know how to build anything, here's what I mean. You don't know how to build yourself up from the inside. You can't take your own two hands and produce your own vision. Brother Greg kind of touched on this a little bit. I think it was a psychic link that he said that. Brothers, you don't even know how to do the basic stuff like change a damn tire. There is nothing masculine about your energy at all. So when a woman tries to approach what she sees on the outside, she's hoping that there's something her spirit can align with. And what you still have on the inside is a little boy in a grown man's body. I need you to understand something. Now, Sister Kenya hit on this. You cannot be a liability. Women probably already got kids. She don't want a grown one. She don't want to raise somebody else's child unless that child is actually a child. Not a grown man, a grown boy in a man's body. So what you have to do, man, you have to build yourself up first and build the right type of environment for a woman to flourish in. And when you do that, well, perhaps your ass won't be single no more. Y'all thought I was going to let y'all off the hook? I don't play that. Brother Greg, what do you think?
I think that with a lot of us, with titles don't always correlate with responsibility. Because everybody wants to have a title in a relationship. I'm the man, this, that, and other, but you're not, like you say, the responsibility part. So the inward thing is being responsible for self first. So until I was able to be responsible for myself, to love myself, forgive myself, and all these things, I really had nothing to give. You see what I'm saying? I was just a vessel, basically opened myself up for people to just run through. You see what I'm saying? But I learned a very valuable lesson. My aunt told me to find me a good business partner. She said that women come a dime a dozen, and I learned the game from my aunt. She gave it on the phone, Judy Rutledge. She's on the phone now. So you find your good business partner, and then at the end of the day, I learned, and she taught me this: a man that chases money, women will always chase him. A man that chases women will always be broke.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Kenya, what do you think?
I agree with everything that you said.
Well said. All right, Renee, what do you think about that one now?
Hey, I'm gonna have to second the motion.
All right, we got a unanimous consent here. All right. The phone number is 470-251-4647. We have another guest with us. She joins us on Zoom, and her name is LaTonya Brooks. Let's go ahead and welcome her to the conversation. LaTonya. Welcome.
Hi.
All right, there she is. We got you. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
All right, now y'all. Okay, now before we started, LaTonya said she was going to introduce me to Beyonce. Y'all heard her say that. It's the truth. That's what she said. We're going to hold her to it. We're going to hold her to it.
Personally, we have lots of conversations, but I don't remember that one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No worries. No
What
worries.
message you wanted me to send to Beyonce, though?
She married, so let me stop. All right, so LaTonya, welcome to the show, first of all, and thank you for taking time out to talk to us. You are doing some very, very important work around STEM. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, before we get to your books, tell us about your literary career and a little bit about your background.
Okay, so I am an educator, and I teach technology. I teach all different fields of technology. I'm majored in business computer information systems, so I always had a knack for business and computers, and then went on to earn a master's degree in business management. So my career, even though I was an educator, I'm always doing something on the side. I always have some side business. So I always knew I wanted to write children's books, but the way I operate is I put something on the table and I kind of wait for something inside of me to tell me now is the time to pursue this. So I wanted to write books, but I didn't have a vision. I didn't have a clear vision on what I wanted to write books about. So in Houston ISD, the district that I work in, I was pulled a lot to do different things to bring STEM not only to my school, but the whole HISD community. So I was heavily involved. I was part of an initiative with Shell Corporation where they gathered educators from all over the world, and we met at Howard University, and we really talked about how to foster a more diverse STEM community and how to start introducing it to students and families that had never thought about it before, and to just build on that. So in my district, I was part of a cohort where we brought in robotics, we brought in coding, we trained teachers, and that was something that I felt that I could actually use one of my other talents to bring in people and to help children understand, because parents can want it for children, but they have to want it for themselves. Right. So that's why I write books that inspire kids, especially disadvantaged children, minorities, to pursue STEM-related careers. So once I got that clear vision on what I wanted to write my books about, then I knew that it was time to start writing my children's books.
I love it. I love it. Now, you have a couple of books, but I want to ask you to tell us about Marisol, A Little Girl with a Big Dream. Tell us about that book.
Okay, Marisol, A Little Girl with a Big Dream is about this little girl that was coming into herself. Her mom bought her this dress-up doll set for her 7th birthday, but Marisol realized the world was just bigger than that. She read a book about pollution, so it also emphasizes the importance of reading. When you read, you gather information, and sometimes it triggers you to understand what's going on in the world and how you can be a part of the solutions. So she read a book about pollution, and she realized pollution was a big problem in the world, and she wanted to do something to help out the plants, the animals, and humans, everything that pollution affects. So she was out with one of her favorite aunts, and she wanted this chemistry set. And she didn't want the doll set. She was like beyond that. She had grown past that. And so she wanted this chemistry set. And but the only thing is she was afraid to tell her mother how she really felt, because she was also a caring daughter. She didn't want to seem unappreciative, but she wanted her mom to understand that I'm growing up and I want to be an environmental chemist. So it also encourages those conversations between children and their parents, because when they're young, that's when they need to start creating their vision and making their dreams come true. And when I say that, when they have conversations with their parents, it guides their parents to let them know, oh, I need to look for these types of programs for my kids. Oh, instead of a Barbie doll, I should be buying a chemistry set. But if those conversations don't take place, that dream may not be realized. And I believe the earlier you start, the better. That's why the theme is it's never too early to decide what you want to be. And if 5 years from later, 5 years from that, if you decide you want to be something different, hey, you have all the time in the world to change your vision and to change your dream and to dream another dream. So I believe it's really important to start early.
I love it. I love it. Now, there is another book that you have as well around Adam. Now, I don't want to mispronounce the last name. Is it Adam Baum?
It's Adam Baum.
Adam Baum, yes. The autistic engineer. Now, I'm kind of getting a pun on that first name, Adam Baum. I like that. Tell us about that story.
Okay, so Adam was a kid that wanted to be a mechanical engineer. Mm-hmm. He was autistic, and he loved working with his hands. He loved exploring to see how things worked. So one day on the playground, Adam gets a hold to one of the other kids' toy train. He takes the toy train, he examines it, he looks at it. He was like, wow, I want to see how this works. So he likes to take things apart look at the different pieces and put them back together so he could understand the process of how things work. So he was ridiculed, he was bullied because he was considered different. And the kid who started training, he took apart, became very upset with Adam. And he was like, Adam, everything you touch, expose it to 1,000,000 pieces. And so then they started calling him Adam Bomb, because everything just exposes to 1,000,000 pieces. So they always teased him and they ostracized him. He would come around. It was like, oh no, here's that weird kid Adam Bomb. You better run before there's an atomic explosion. So all the kids would go running and laughing, and Adam would just sit there like, what? I think because Adam never victimizes himself in this book. He knows who he is and he's okay with it. And at the end, I'm not going to give away everything in the book, but at the end, Adam ended up being the hero and he gained everybody's respect.
I love it. I love it. Now, LaTonya, what we're going to do, we're going to bring our other guest up. I'm going to ask him a few questions, but when I come back to you, I'd love for you to read from one of your books, a short excerpt. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, good deal. 1 second. Now, we're going to turn to Brother Greg Rutledge with us. Now, Greg, you have a whole barber college that you are actually the founder, president, and CEO of, the Atlanta Barber College. Tell us about the college.
Okay, it's funny that she mentioned STEM because my barber college is the first ever STEM-infused barber college in the world.
Love it.
First one.
Yes, sir.
I contracted with a company in here in Georgia. I ain't gonna give it away because I had some stolen from it. But anyway,
I love it.
I love what you're doing. I would love to get your information, but during my time teaching in private and public schools,
Go ahead and hold the mic up a little bit higher.
Oh, I'm sorry. During my time at public and private school, I noticed the curriculum got monotonous. Pencils, papers, pen. So I decided in 2015, when they first started virtual reality, that I would infuse that in my program, that I wanted a school like that. So I contacted Silicon Valley, and they wanted to tax me. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. So what I did study, and I took 2 millionaire mentors. I paid them $45 a month, each one of them, and they taught me for like 6 years. So I built the program. Geared towards, changing the industry. But anyway, to make a long story short, anatomy is usually the part that holds people up in barber school. So I figured out how to go through that, and that's what I implemented in my program. So with that implementation, I started thinking digital. So I completely digitalized my school. No books, no pens, no papers. Right now, working on a complete virtual reality program where you actually in the environment. That's how training is going to be done. I've already contracted with the company, so they're not working with anybody but me, and I'm doing all battery, cosmetology, nursing, everything. So you can kill that. You got the last one. You won't get this one. But anyway, I want to better the education of professionals in my industry. That's how it all started, because you have guys that are cutting hair in the front door but selling drugs out the back door.
Right.
And I was once a little boy going into the barbershop. With Hollywood. We used to go to Hollywood barbershop sometimes, and then over to Mr. Adams. So they didn't have it in their shop. So me having a passion for the industry and love what I'm doing, I decided to try to, to reverse some of that stuff. So I'm a curriculum writer. Mr. Harris at Atlanta Tech is my mentor. He taught me everything. I wrote the program for Gwinnett Tech, their barber program. So self-taught. I haven't had no formal college education. I'm self-taught. So I'm very studious, though. Very studious. I love to read. That's what has saved me. And yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. My mom told me yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. Yes, sir, and no, sir will get you in any door that you can imagine. And that's how I've made it through all these doors.
I love it. I love it. Let me ask you this question right here. A lot of people, myself included, took a stab at cutting hair in college. You see how it turned out, right? It didn't work out for me. But let's talk about the professional standards that barbers are held to. What standards or what criteria is something that's required for a barber to actually be licensed in the state of Georgia?
Well, first of all, you have to have 15. You have to be 16 years old. You get licensed at 16 years old.
Okay.
You do not have to have a GED or college, high school diploma until you actually get ready to go test out. You need 1,500 hours, and that's basically across the board for the whole, for the whole country. You have some people that require a little bit more,
right?
But 1,500 is usually your generalization.
Got it.
You have to take a theory test and also a practical test. The theory test like 100 plus questions, and the practical part is you perform 4 services, which is usually a razor shave, facial hair design, and maybe a facial massage. But it's the practical part is pretty much simple, but I get people to understand that their license is held at the Secretary of State with regards like with everyone else, nurses, architects. So there's a level of professionalism that one must maintain and manage. And I mean, if you want a visual, a great example, Fadeologist Barbershop, John H.F. Douglas, the third, my buddy, Fadeologist Barbershop, out in Lawrenceville. You want to see professionalism, and you want to see a incorporated barbershop, because you have barbershop and you have corporations. We have corporations. All of our companies are incorporated. We don't do that. We have corporate minutes and notes. So it's very important that you set the standard so that way when your barbers come in to work for you, you don't have any problem. They adapt to the culture. So John and I talked many, many years ago. This is our way of putting a farm system in place that we can produce these professionals so they can go all over the country. You see what I'm saying? And it works great. It works great because you attract what you are. I have Sean Corbett, the first guy to African American to put barbershops in Walmart. Called me up. He came down and met me. We're putting something together. So it's a lot of things that are in place that can actually change the foundation. But the most important part, and understand this right here, as of now, no computer, no robot can do this type work. So it's always going to have to be hands-on. It's always going to, 4-year college work for me, technical school work for me, but I had to go and get my barber license. You know what I'm saying? I went back and got my teacher's license because I knew I couldn't cut hair my entire life. At 40, I can attract the old and the young. So at 41, I'm losing half of my clientele. And the older gentlemen only come twice, every 3 weeks, once a month.
Some of us never.
Not at all. Get it on off.
A quarter of an income with a fast lifestyle, that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to switch that up. So that's why I jumped into education for the money. But the passion took me and just went somewhere with me. My family, full of educators.
Love it.
My brothers, I mean, everybody's an educator, so it's in my blood.
Love it. Now y'all remember on Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby didn't know what to do with his hands? Every time Greg talks, that mic gets further and further and further.
Right?
Wait, we can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you. But thank you so much. Welcome to the show. LaTonya, I want to come back to you now. Which one of the books are you going to read an excerpt from?
I'll read an excerpt from Adam Barber.
Love it. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, before I start, what I want to make the audience aware of is this book is based on the lives of people in my family and friends and students that were autistic. So I thought it was only fair to give them credit, so I dedicated my book to them. So I want to read that part of the dedication, and it's quotes, it's things that they actually said. Okay. So this book was inspired by Jacoby Moses, Sebastian Garcia, Javier Hernandez, and Dynamically Brooks. When other kids see me in daycare, they don't want to play with me. Once they get to know me and see that I am normal, then they treat me better. Jacoby Moses. Mom, I wish people would see me and not my autism. Sebastian Garcia. Jesus, just remember that I am autistic and sometimes have no filter. Javier Hernandez. Forget how the world sees me. I am doing my own thing. Dynamically Brooks. Okay, so now that's who I dedicated my book to, but this is the excerpt in the book that I would like to read to you.
Okay, wonderful. Go right ahead.
Adam usually preferred to play alone. Marisol and Cam were kind, though, and often liked to invade his private world. Adam really didn't seem to mind. What you doing? Marisol asked, coming up from behind. Why are you over here all alone? Adam shrugged. I like playing alone, but you can play with me if you like. Adam knew that when Cam and Marisol looked at him, they didn't see a friend with autism. They just saw him, their friend Adam. Now that I'm a little different, he continued. and other kids think that I'm weird. Somebody so quickly interrupted him. Of course you're different. Guess what? So is everyone else. No two people are the same, right, Pam?
Love it.
Oh, I can.
No, I'm sorry, brother Greg. Actually, here's the synergy of this show, and I didn't even know this. With your STEM background and his STEM program, everything is aligning. So he was showing me something behind the scenes, and I'm like, this is just everything lining up perfectly, and this is divine order. I had no idea that the synergy would be here like this, but I'm really, really thankful that it is. I do want to ask you this, LaTonya. Now, why is it so important for diversity in STEM to reach children at a young age?
I feel like it's important for diversity in STEM to reach children because I need for our children to be able to see themselves in books because we don't have enough of that. I also need for us to start those conversations and the kids and the parents start having those conversations about sustainable careers. Because there's nothing like training for a career and then you're getting into the field and 5 years later it's obsolete. I just heard something last night where Tesla is thinking about coming out with humanoid robots to take the place of boring, mundane jobs. So I feel that we're underrepresented. Women are underrepresented, represented, and also minorities are underrepresented. But I also feel like people that have autism are underrepresented. So I look for those people or those kids that are not being represented, and I feel like it's my job to represent them.
Oh, understood. That is an incredibly worthy cause. I do want to ask you about your website and the blog that you manage. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, okay, so my website is growwithstem.com. That website gives you all the information on who I am, my background education, and information about my books. Okay. The blog that I post to is a blog that caters to my audience. So you may see some things that are not exactly related to STEM, but it's some things to help my audience grow. Like you may see some things like I'll have people in the financial industry to ask if they can be a guest on my blog, and I will let them do a guest post. But most of my blogs will feature things that I'm doing in the community, things if I'm going to be part of a book signing, but it also find people that are doing STEM-worthy work. I have an aunt and an uncle who makes this product called Gin Garden. It's ginger garlic turmeric, and they've been making it for a long time, and it's really big in Houston. They sell it a lot. And I was like, what am I not doing an article on it?
You said Gin Barda?
Gin Garden.
Oh, Gin Garden.
Yes, Gin Garden. It's the main ingredients is ginger, gin, garlic, the gar, and tom is turmeric.
Okay, got it. Now, did you say gin as in gin that makes you sin, or just ginger, the root? Ginger. Oh, just wanted to make sure now, because you got to come out.
Yeah, we have to be clear on that.
All right, got you. I appreciate that.
I decided to feature them. I was like, this is them. This is our Black community creating something to help the Black community, because we have to look out for each other, whether it's educational or whether it's health or financial matters. So I just look for people that are doing amazing things in the community, and if it's STEM related, that's a plus, and I will include that in my blog. So it's not just me talking about myself.
Excellent. Now, LaTonya, how can people find the books and give us your social media information and your website so people can find the books and order and purchase the books?
Okay, so my Grow with STEM has a link on it, so it's growwithstem.com. Okay. If you go to growwithstem.com, you'll see where there's a link to purchase books. It'll take you to the website of my other business. I decided that I want to keep my profits, and I wanted to create my own publishing company. So it'll take you to next level book publishing, and there you will have all of the links to purchase the books. For those of you who have Prime, my books are also available on Amazon. And I have audio books. Those books are available anywhere that audio is sold. My paperback and I'm going to show you a picture of it. This is Adam here. Just go to Amazon, you'll recognize it. And this is Marisol, a little girl with a big dream. This is also available in Spanish. Marisol, una pequeña niña con un gran sueño. So I have it in 2 languages. Adam Bomb is only available in English now, but I've already had it translated, so I'll put that one out in Spanish as well. Some of the teachers in my school requested that I translate some of the books, so I decided to do that. So Amazon, barnesandnoble.com, or either you can come straight to my website where I'll get to keep more of my money at growwithstem.com and link to Next Level Book Publishing. And once you're there, it has my at STEM, my at Next Level. It will have all of my social media links at the bottom of that website.
Good deal, good deal. I love it, I love it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to understand, something LaTonya said that's very important, is keeping the money. Where you can, eliminate other people doing the work for you, where it makes sense now, and keep as much of the money, create as many revenue streams for yourself as possible. Because there were a lot of people that had reasonably good jobs at the beginning of the pandemic. They didn't have those jobs in the middle of the pandemic. And now, other things are happening in the workplace. But if you have passive income that keeps going, whether you work or not, whether you wake up or not, that's one way to insulate yourself from an economic upturn or downturn. You always have that perpetual income coming. LaTonya, we really appreciate you taking time out to come and visit us. If you would not mind, give us that website once again so people can follow you and order the books.
www.growwithstem.com.
All right, now y'all heard her say that she's going to tell Beyonce to call me, but I don't want you to tell Jay-Z that. Just tell Beyonce directly.
Okay, I'll see if I can sneak it in.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate your time.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
All right. All right, that was LaTonya Brooks. Now, I need y'all to understand, she did a whole lot more than just talk about a book she wrote. She talked about a book, or books that she's written to have an impact on the community. And that's very, very important, and we really appreciate having her on the show. Much more than just a writer or an educator, but she goes beyond the scope of both of those descriptions to make a positive impact. Speaking of positive impacts, let's get back to the Atlanta Barber College. Now, y'all notice he got the microphone pulled up a little higher this time. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
I got my brother sitting with text on my boy. You ain't lying.
All right. Renee, do you have any questions for Greg?
Yes, Greg, I heard you say that you're doing some virtual stuff.
Right.
Can you talk to us about that? And how does, I mean, you don't have to go into it. Like, see, I'm a little bit familiar with this same industry. I myself just sold a nail salon, so I know all about the cosmetology business. So when I heard you say virtual, I mean, that to me, that's a plus. So I'm interested in knowing, like, how are you going to put that into play? Like, give me a visual. I'm trying to visualize it. Don't go. I don't want you to spill the beans because I don't know if it's patent or not. So I don't want to spill the beans.
That was back in 2015. That was that. But the way it correlates to this right here, I'm getting game. Now with mannequins and stuff in barber game, you know that you had to go through several mannequins in order to get perfected. Same way with nails. So what's being created is already in the mix. Is that you're gonna be actually in the environment. AR is when you place something on top of artificial environment. Mm-hmm. That's the tool, the STEM tool I use now. The student will actually be able to walk walk in this room, ask Jeff what type of haircut, what type of beard trim he wants, and the VR will respond. So once the VR responds, then you go just like you're in a natural barbershop environment. But what it does is stuff like color, chemical services, mannequin heads is going to cut down on the cost and safety. Because in my early career, I saw some people really get jammed up with chemical services, burning scalps, hair breakage, hair falling out. So I came with the junior plan back in 15. And there's another part to go with it, but I can't talk about it. But that's the part that was taken. But,
gotcha.
This is the big picture right here.
Yeah.
So the company is already implemented in technical schools and technical high schools. So they're basically waiting on me in the program. So it's, we're in development right now. So it'll be soon.
Well, good luck. I think that's a win-win.
But if that's what it does. So the student can learn faster. It will increase their skill level. But most importantly, with the way that society, with the pandemic, has taught us all something that a lesson that we'll never forget, and the quality of life and the way that we conduct and live our lives has changed. With a digital program, I could never suffer like I went through during the pandemic, which it really wasn't bad, but it affected me. It affected my family because I have an HVAC company. My sons have an HVAC company, and they were essential, but it hurt their income.
Right.
So if you can put something consistent across the board, get it certified, get your credentials in order, FAFSA, these type things, then you won't have that problem because government not gonna run out of money. You see what I mean? So that's the purpose of incorporating your school, incorporating your barbershop, because situations like this should have taught you. A lot of people have their shop in their name. They don't incorporate, they don't separate the two, they don't know that part. So that's why I was studious, when I was getting myself together. Plus I had a little extra incentive because I was on vacation. So while you out here worrying about your bills and your kids, I was staying back on a burner phone, get my business together, because I knew I had a family. And I knew that I had, grandchildren that looked up to me. And my mom, she loves me and she's always praying for me. So I had an obligation to get myself together. Right. So once again, that inward turn is what got me right. So once I got me right, then everything just happened to flow. Right. It ain't been no grave. It's been rough. I've had my problems, Even with the project, I bottomed out money 2 times. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but I had sense enough to contact, the right people. Invest Atlanta reached out to me to finish my project. You see what I'm saying? So I, partner with them. But it's a good thing when people are really trying to help you. And you're established where you can network with certain corporations and you can get a job done. Because sometimes, I can't call Jeff. Jeff might not have the money for me to borrow, or to lend me. But if I place my business and establish my business in a certain way, then I can get myself together. And people don't realize once you open your business, try something. Just try you one time. Try you one time, and put something out there. Once you put something out there, you're gonna do it right because it's yours. It ain't like you're working on someone else's job, but establish yourself so that once you establish yourself, you won't have these errors, and then the corporate field will make sure you don't sink. They'll throw you a line when you need a line because mama might not always have it, a partner might not always have it, but always separate your business, man. Incorporate.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. I want y'all to hear what he said that was really, really just powerful. He said that Invest Atlanta reached out to him. Now what happens is this: when you move in purpose, things come to you. You might not see it, but everything is starting to line up for you. And then when you really need it, boom, there it is. Because all it takes is moving with intention and moving in purpose. A friend of mine, artist, said this to me one time. He said the key to being successful is to go get hot by yourself. Don't go ask somebody to help you get hot. You start living your vision, doing what it is that you do. And when it gets hot, everything comes to you. Money comes to you. Resources come to you. When you move like that, you attract the things that you need. The blessings that are intended for you won't come to you until you are spiritually mature enough not to spoil them. So this is what's happening. Everything that's coming to you now, you're ready for it. That's why these doors continue to stay open for you. Now, I see something here that tells me about Barber Surgeons Academy Incorporated. Is that the legal name?
That's my parent company. That was the original name of the school, but the Georgia State Board, they didn't want people to know that, they didn't want people to think that they could get a barber's license as well as a surgeon's license.
Sure.
Even though medicine came out of Barber, and people really don't know that history, but that was the reason for the name, so I had to change it.
Understood.
So I made that the parent company now, so they cover everything.
You still got the company name, but of course it's behind the scenes, so the state's happy with what you call in the Barber College.
That's why I'm able to separate. There's all levels of separation.
Sure.
That's my way of separating myself from the school and operate on the corporate level, get things together like these programs that I'm talking about now. The fundraisers with you know, the different entities that are helping the homeless and things of that nature. You know, that's really what I try to highlight on the education part. I can get you licensed, you know, I can teach you to cut hair. That's not a problem. But my platform and my heart is not solely for that. My platform is to bring those that are, you know, that are in situations, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? I hate when people want to do stuff, but they want to know what you're going to do with the money. Or they want to do something for you, but they want my name, and you know, they want their name in the mix. I don't want my name in the mix. I've never wanted my name in the mix. You see what I'm saying? I just want the help to get to where it needs to be, and that be that.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. Now listen here. We're going to, I got a few more questions for you about the barber school, but then in the next hour, we're going to crank things up. We're going to crank that soldier boy. We're going to start talking relationship stuff. But before we get to that, Brother Greg, in the barbershop, we've seen movies about the barbershop. Everything that men talk about in the bar, it's a sacred space, you know. So let me ask you this. What is the craziest thing that you've ever experienced in the barbershop?
Crazy thing in the barbershop.
Or the funniest thing, or funniest conversation. I'll make it easy.
Oh, okay. I got one for you.
I'm ready.
One Saturday, it was about like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Faye Dawson's barbershop. We on the barbershop on Sugarloaf Park, both of them. But we're at the one on the top of the hill up by Johnson Road. So a shadow comes by the window. We're like, and it's like it just get dark and it's real, real bright. And then we see somebody duck down and come in the barbershop. So it's Shaq. So when Shaq come in the barbershop, everybody like
hold the mic up for this story.
So when Shaq come in the barbershop, right? So everybody stuck. They just looking. So me being the comedian in the barbershop, I'm like, man, the big Aristotle. And so everybody just bust out and start laughing. Right? But the funny thing is this: he's like 7'2", 7'1", and our barber chairs are regular. So he's got his knees is about this high in the chair, and his feet are this big, and his feet are like this big, so they're all like the chair. So people are walking around, they can't get around them. But man, that was the funniest thing I had ever seen in my life.
But what was he getting done? He was bald.
He just got his beard trimmed.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
He's a comedian too, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
So when the guy sat in the bar, when he did sit in the guy's chair, he had the nerve to ask him what he wanted. Oh, and he just let it go. Shaq just let it go. So I asked him, I said, man, how you got in that little bitty car? He said, $1 million. You'll get it anyway. I said, you right. But he's a good dude, man. He real cool.
Good deal, good deal. I need somebody to go ahead and trim my
I know, that's how he talks. You can't even hear. You think you can't hear me? You definitely can't hear him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Gregory, tell us. I'm sorry, Greg. I have a brother named Greg too. Sometimes I call him Greg. Tell us how you got to this point. You know, I saw you post something on social media not long ago, and it was such a powerful story and testimony. Would you mind sharing some of that with us?
I got here with a praying mother and a praying family.
Yes, sir.
And a God that have forgiven me of my past and is already planning my future. That's how I got here.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I don't want to get into detail in the road. What you know, I made some bad choices as a youngster, running the streets. And my aunt saved me many times, but it came that time where they couldn't save me.
Right.
And I had to go. And when I went, them folks sent me back to Atlanta. The U.S. Army sent me to Atlanta, Georgia, as a duty station. And that's where it all went. But I've done time in the penitentiary 2 times, and I ain't proud of it. The first time, I just tricked it off and just had fun, just a wild boy. And that was the long bid. But the second one was messed up because I said, I didn't call anybody, didn't want anybody to know I was embarrassed. What would I do if I didn't have anybody? So I isolated myself. I took myself away from myself. Not just by myself. I had to take myself away from myself. So what I did was just did like a lot of inward searching. Like I say, I saw God in the world, but I didn't see God in me. Because I can be up today and down tomorrow, up today, down tomorrow. So I basically was just chasing the hustle. So the hustle just killed me. But after coming to my senses, because I was going through a real bad divorce, the VA had me on all these drugs. I was drinking alcohol. I was out of control. I mean, you know, I wasn't blacking out. That's how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that wasn't me. And by the grace of God, I went to prison again. Thank you. I'm so glad. So when I got there, you know, like I said, what can I do if I had no one when I get out? Suppose you lose your mother, because I lost both of my grandmothers while, you know. I lost both of my grandmothers. Man.
Understood, brother. Understood. Well, the good thing is they never lost you.
But the thing of it is, I wanted them to see me at this point, so that's why it hurt so bad, because that's the biggest disappointment that I really can't make up for, even though you can't make up for it. But all I had left was my mama. My mama loved me with everything she had, and she kept me encouraged. My mama never turned her back on me. I had stole from my mama as a kid. I had done some bad stuff. My mama never stole. Never. So the first lick I made, I went back to court. I ain't gonna say what county, but I smuggled back 100 packs of cigarettes, and I licked for 16 grand, and I ain't turned back since. And that's in the penitentiary. I ain't never been no drug dealer. That ain't never been my thing. I'm just a person that love money, and I know how to figure out how to go get it. So I done did all that crazy stuff in the street, so I figured out how to make a life for myself, because I know one day I want a family. You know, I want my mom to be proud of me. My brothers are all doing well, have always done well, and I wanted to share, bringing my family around them with their family. I'm the oldest and the singlest, so it's like crazy, but they never ever changed on me. My folks never changed, so that made me want to do more. So the first thing I did, I tried a holding company. If I read up on a holding company, the holding company protected me, so I can just invest in real estate and stuff like that. After that, my son called me and said, "Dad, I want an HVAC company." So he knew the grounds. My oldest son is my twin. Brian Rutledge is my twin. And my baby boy, they neck and neck. I love them all I have, because my baby boy told me, "Daddy, all I wanted to do was for you to be at my games." And I sacrificed that for being in prison. But that's why every time you see me at a game, boy, you ready? Let's go. And my oldest son is my twin. So he wanted that. And you know what? Me and his mother, we got together. She had already planned for them. She's a financial expert. And you know what I'm saying? She put that part together and allowed me to do the other business part. And even as a divorced couple, that I treated her wrong. She's the greatest person in the world. She's a sweet soul. She had courage enough and forgave me enough to look at a bigger picture, do something for our children, and that's what we've done. And I just took that platform and just springboarded off of that into the school, into some other ventures, you see what I'm saying? It just worked for me. And it just became natural. I teach business building, you know what I'm saying? I've helped several people, you know what I'm saying, put their companies together, and they're doing well. My students own barber schools, they own barber shops, you know what I'm saying? So the system itself works. It just takes someone that's selfless in order to do it, because I've been selfish all my life. I always wanted for me. If ain't no gain into it, because everybody going somewhere with an objective. Right. They want something out of it. But the time that I just opened myself up and just receive whatever for me, because my mom used to tell me when I first got home, "Well, I don't know what you running for, but all your stuff in your car, in this Range Rover with all these clothes and all that, you just run up and down the street like a fool. What's wrong with you? What you running after? What's your problem?" And I listened to her, and I just, pulled away from a lot of friends. I had to sacrifice a lot of friends, a lot of family in order to get to who I am, and everybody ain't able to do that. Right. But at the end of the day, they understand now. And I'm able as a man to go back and apologize for anything I've done wrong to invite me. And my family, they'll tell you, don't ask me for one dime, because ain't nobody see me not in prison. But I show you how to make $1 million. I do that every day of the week. I show you how to make you $1 million, but don't ask me for no money now.
Gotcha. Understood.
Except my brother, my little brother now, Travis, Bible Western. Well, he gets shirt on my back. Bradley, they get it all from Bradley, Crit, they can have it all. Yep, my brother, I love him to death.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, we're glad you two could come out to the show.
Can I say something? Greg, I just want to say to you that, I remember knowing you from junior high school. And Greg was woo, wild. He hung with the wild group. But when I read your post last week, I have to tell you, it was so powerful. It brought tears to my eyes, because to see you grow like that's awesome. It's so many young males. You are inspiration to men, young boys. And to be able to start your own school, that's awesome. And just to be able to tell your story, you should write a book, or you should let me write it for you. You don't know how many people you would motivate, because.
But see, the motivation, the motivation, I understand everybody needs motivation, but you also have to have an example.
Yes.
My mama worked 3 jobs sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw my mom dog tired, coming home trying to feed 3 boys. You know what I'm saying? 4 boys, you know, when all over him. You know, first me and brother Travis, then me and Bobby, then when the baby came on, Wesley, it was all 4 of us. So I've been responsible since I was 10 years old. So that's why I was wild, because I had to help out at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to make my way. You see what I'm saying? So I got accepted. I told y'all, got accepted more Brown. Couldn't even go because guess what? They couldn't handle, didn't even handle the clothes. And I've had, people have always blessed me my entire life. They've been there for me. So I'm tired of that. So I need to be there for other people now. So that's why it's so easy for me, and I don't have no problem. You know, they always tell me, you're too kind, say no, learn to say no. I do say no, but it tears me apart. It hurt me bad. But sometimes you have to do that in order to, you know, to keep order. But, you know, everything, women, drugs, alcohol, partying, I used to thought I need that to make me satisfy me. And then, you know what? I had confidence problems. You see what I'm saying? I had low self-esteem. I was, you know, I felt inferior, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, old crazy stuff. So I acted out behind my money. I let my money, you know what I'm saying, do all this material stuff.
Right.
But then when that's gone, my mama told me, they everybody gone. And you know what? 1,000 times I had, and 1,000 times they don't know. So this time right here, I said, well, I ain't gonna lose no more.
I love it.
You know, I love the woman that I thought that was gonna always be there for me. And you can't love for nobody but yourself. Man, don't never try to love you or somebody else. For real, because 3 types of people. Your business, God business, my business. God business, we have no control because it's natural disasters there. Your business, if I'm in your business, who take care of mine? So I learned to take care of my own business.
That's all right.
I learned how to make myself happy. I learned how to be joyful, you know, laugh for myself, you know, all these things, and I didn't realize that I existed. But the most important thing of it all, I found that God I was looking for inside of me. Yeah, he's always been
growth.
there. Yeah,
It's
always
growth.
been there. Yeah,
It's growth and getting to know yourself.
Yep, always been there, and I love me. I know I'm a good person. I know me. You know, I used to, if I would do something, I'd be like, why I did it. But now I kind of predict my thoughts, like, man, you do that if you want to. Don't go out bad. And you know what I'm saying? So you have to have this self-awareness about yourself, but most important, self-care. Mental health, I had those issues. So I've had, you know, several things, but my issues are truly not issues. They're things that I create, but things I expose myself to.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily have to.
That's all right.
Because we come in this world whole. So we just need to watch how we adapt, how we teach, what we provide, and that's why I'm so cautious. Because I got 7 grandkids, and look, they love me to death.
And
you know
that's right.
I got my children, you know what I'm saying, and my daughter, so I know, daughters, excuse me, and I know that that's important to me, especially with the girls. They want that example.
That's
You know,
right.
and whatever they gravitate to, that's what they're gonna live by. So I knew I could do that. I knew I had grandmothers. I know I got a mom, my aunts. Women have always been valuable in my life. My aunts are what raised me. You guys heard this, so you know, yeah. So you know, that's a good thing. But I learned better. I do better.
Good deal.
And I just, you know, just try to make it.
We're really glad to have you on the show. We're glad to have both of y'all on the show now. Kenya.
I'm going to come up with that kit. And that AR kit, you got to make
Oh yeah,
sure
absolutely. We'll definitely do that. We will definitely do that. Now, Kenya thinks she's gonna get by because she done put the microphone down. She's been dutiful and holding the brother down. But we about to crank that show, that soldier boy up in this piece. So you might as well go on and pick that microphone up because we're gonna be calling on you. All right, folks. Did you see Sha'Carri Richardson race today? Did y'all see it? I missed it because I was prepping for the show. However, today was Sha'Carri Richardson's return to the track for the first time in over a month since she was suspended for testing positive for marijuana use. Now, in that time, of course, the Jamaican track team swept first, second, and third place in the Olympics in the 100 meters. So everybody was ready for this race. Everybody was like, hey, you know what? She's going to be ready, she's going to be ready, she's going to be ready. Now, I got a video of the race. We're going to watch the race, but this is what we're not going to do. We're not about to beat Sha'Carri Richardson up. We're not about to come down on Sha'Carri Richardson. We're not about to talk about all that bravo you were talking, all that mouth. Now you've been, no. You still have to remember that this is a young woman. She was out of the circuit for a month. She could just be rusty. But we're going to watch this video of this race. It's a pretty quick race. But we'll watch it, and we'll come back and talk about it. This is Sha'Carri Richardson's return to track. Go ahead and roll that video for me. All right, now y'all saw that race, and clearly she wasn't even close. Not even close. However, she did not lose her confidence. She still believes in herself, and I'm not mad at her. Renee, what do you think of the race?
Yeah, I was disappointed because I expected her to, come through. She had a little bit of time to train. However, the part that I really enjoyed is that she didn't stop. She kept going. She didn't give up. So that speaks volumes to me. Like, they were so far ahead of her. Walked her down from the back, but hey, she did not give up.
Understood. Brother Greg, did you see the video? First time you saw it?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Now, she got smoked.
I think she
Well,
pulled
we're not
up.
going to talk about it now.
I mean,
Yeah, we're not talking about it.
She just,
The reality of it now,
but she's out of really, she has nothing to prove. And then on top of that, she pulled up. You can tell that girl can beat them close she wanted to, man.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sitting over here
I said she could have beat those people if she wanted to. She really just pulled up. She seemed like, and then, with sports, you have to be in like your muscle memory, your game speed. She wasn't in game speed. She ain't been in that type of competition.
I won't disagree with that. Kenya, what do you think? I told you we're going to call on you.
I think, we never know what people are going through internally. She's gone through a lot, all the criticism that she received. Not only did she receive criticism about, her smoking marijuana, but she also received criticism a lot about her looks, a lot about her background. That takes an emotional toll on you.
Right.
And then she had to, she was told she wasn't going to be able to raise, and then she was told, okay, well, now you can raise. So, it could that could have played a role in it. Maybe she wasn't mentally prepared.
Yeah, you see that a lot with these young athletes.
But I will say now,
players is like
fair's fair. Them Jamaican girls ain't no joke. They are no joke.
That's the truth. They bring that heat.
So even if she was at the top of her game, them girls are fire.
Now,
And they wanted to prove a point.
They wanted
did.
to prove a point.
They did. So here's the good thing that I believe will come out of this. Her being a young woman, she needs to taste failure so she can learn from it, so she can train harder, so she can go back at it and keep on pushing. I believe the upside of it, she was racing women that were more experienced, that were older. They were on a bigger stage, bigger platform, longer than her. You got to remember how young this young lady is. And so with this learning experience, I believe it's going to be a springboard to even greater heights for her in her career as she moves forward. So I'm not mad at her. I believe this will be a good opportunity for her to come back strong.
Yeah,
Okay?
because she's really going to have something to prove now.
Absolutely. And sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that. I saw something where LeBron didn't get picked as the top players in the NBA by the coaches and the scouts. And he said, thank you. I needed something to motivate, or as if I needed something else to motivate me, or whatever. Yeah, I don't even think LeBron cares about stuff like that. I think he's disappointed about what happened this past season. But look at the moves the Lakers are making.
Oh, what?
I can't stand the Lakers. I'm not even a LeBron fan. However, off the court, I admire what he does. I just, I don't. Sorry. I'm still stuck on Dr. J. Back in the day. All right, I love it. Now, I want to ask y'all this question. This is for Kenya and Greg. Are y'all a petty couple? Are y'all petty? You know what I mean, petty.
No.
Y'all not petty?
No.
Okay, Renee. Are you petty with your husband?
Honestly, I can be, but we're not. We so far past that.
Okay, so you not petty
No.
with your husband. Y'all not a petty couple. All right, now I have seen a video that I pulled of a petty couple. It's the petty husband and a petty wife. Now, don't get it twisted. They love each other. They love each other. The thing about petty husband and wife games is it almost becomes one-upsmanship. You know,
Right.
oh, that's what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Now you got to figure out what you're gonna do.
Right.
You know, so
That's
with a petty husband and a petty wife, sometimes it can be funny. So I want to go ahead and play this clip. This clip is called Petty Husband and Wife, and we'll come back and discuss the petty games. Go ahead and roll that clip. Petty husband, petty wife. That's fine. Roll that one.
Man.
There he is. There we go.
What? Oh, there she walked. Now she's seeing. Oh, man. No.
Now listen, that ain't nothing but love right there. They just bored, so they figured out they're going to entertain each other by
Entertain each
being
other.
petty. Now Renee, you ain't never done nothing like it before? You know?
No.
You haven't? No. It's just me. I'm on
So you've been petty.
I ain't saying I've been petty.
What, have you?
I ain't saying I've been petty.
I'm saying, have you?
I ain't saying I've been petty.
See,
I might still
he
be
petty. He petty.
I might still be petty. But it's all in fun. It's all in fun. All right, now, here we go now. Kenya, Greg, how did you two meet? Y'all knew it was coming? I tried to prepare y'all.
2007.
Go ahead and hold that mic. There you go. Hold that mic out.
Greg gonna give us the year. 2007.
2007.
I love it.
I was actually looking at photos on social media for someone's son had just graduated or something. And her picture popped up. I was like, man, who is this? And then she was talking about, look, she had went to Kendrick and all this, so I really wasn't into the social media thing like this, so I just tried it. And I was like, really? It was that easy? So we just started talking seriously. There's just a lot of common ground that we had during that time. And to be honest with you, we like actually tried it twice, but it didn't work because I wasn't,
Where
I
you are
wasn't,
now.
yeah. She's already had her stuff together, just with me, just, in and out. And I didn't feel that was fair because she might be one of the sweetest person I ever met because, she just had this calm about it, this meekness, this mildness, and I always respected that. And then I'm older than her, so I was like, man, I don't want to, just 4 years, but still, I didn't want to be the guy that take advantage of the young person. I ain't never want to be that man, so, I just took my time and so decided that, I was going to get myself together. And this is the first time that I entered something where it wasn't like I'm just jumping out of a relationship or rebounding. I was by myself, just, get myself together.
Good.
And then they say when you don't look, it just pop up, you'll find it. Popped up.
I love it. What was your opinion of how you two met, Kenya? She's sitting over there trying to be quiet. Well, go ahead and hold the mic. There you go.
When we first started chatting, I could tell he was highly intelligent, so that was attractive. I could see his inner character, regardless of what his past had been.
Right.
I could see his inner character. I could see who he had the possibility of being, but he wasn't yet that person, and I didn't have time to waste. And he even said himself, he was honest. He was like, he pretty much told me he didn't want to waste my time.
Right.
So.
And I've never done that in my life.
That was good, though, because you actually could have possibly savored the relationship. I mean, by telling her early on, look, I don't want to, because you could have been at a point where you could not have come back together. So you saved both of you some time.
Because don't nobody look, boy, a lot of people don't want nothing to do with it.
It's all good.
Right then, not now. I've severed the most, as much as I could.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, so we are going to discuss the scenario of the week. I need y'all to understand. This is some real stuff right here. Y'all know I just be on the internet searching for stuff. I found the perfect scenario. Now, since we all know about relationships, And we all may have children from previous relationships. This is a perfect scenario for us to discuss. Here is the scenario. I got a video for it. The former husband bought the child, the son, a car. Okay, he lives with his mother. The mother is remarried. The mother let the new husband drive the car the old husband bought for his son. This is the scenario. So we're going to play this video, then we'll come back and we'll talk about the scenario of the week. Go ahead and roll that clip for me.
Fussing at me. He recently bought our son a brand new Benz for his birthday as a graduation present. My current husband had to get to work, so I told him to take my son's car because I had a couple of things to take care of and needed the Altima today. He ended up dropping my son off at practice and told him to call me when he was done with practice so I can go pick him up. I overslept and missed my son's call to come pick him up. My son called his dad, but his dad was out of town, so he ended up taking a city bus. This man called me fussing, saying I bought the car for my son, not some grown-ass man. I didn't like my son taking the bus. This is why I got him a car and paying the insurance and the car payments. I hung up on his ass. Am I wrong for letting my current husband use my son's
You
car?
damn right you wrong for letting that broke ass drive.
Okay.
Man.
I want to hear their reactions. I want to hear y'all reactions. All right, we're going to start with Brother Greg. Actually, we're going to start with Sister Renee and work our way that way. Renee, was she wrong for hanging up on the man, her ex-husband, about the car he bought for his son?
Absolutely. I mean, the man bought the car he said, I bought this car for my son. I'm paying the car insurance, and I don't want him catching a bus. So why couldn't you let him use your car, the husband, use your car? You should not have jeopardized that son. I mean, I agree with that 100%.
I love it. Kenya, was she wrong?
She was wrong. Her attitude was bad about the situation too, with her response. He did buy the car for his son. She had a car. Her husband should have driven her car. What would they have done had the son's car not been there? So no, and then the son had to catch the bus home.
Right.
And then the ex-husband has not only bought the car, but is paying the car insurance. So you have no responsibility for this car. So they shouldn't have gotten in the car. Neither one of them.
Brother Greg, was she wrong?
Man, look, I ain't gonna waste your time. Man, we ain't gonna do that. We never do that.
We're not going to do that.
No, we not gonna do that. I mean, you have to draw the line. I mean, come on, man. Integrity is everything. Really?
Okay.
Why you messing with my got no car?
Yeah, where's the husband's car?
That's the question right
Why he don't
there.
have a car?
That's the question. Now, the ex-husband bought a new Benz. Now, the smallest Benz is an A-class, but it's still a Benz. Or the I think they call it CLS, whatever it is. One of them is new.
CLA.
Thanks.
CLA.
See, I knew it was an A in there somewhere. About the CLA. All right, so here we go. Graduation present for his son that he's paying the insurance and the note for his son. Why does your husband have his ass in that car? He should not have been in the car in the first place. The second thing is, I wish you would hang up on me when your ass is in the wrong. Nothing but the height of arrogance right there. Now listen, if I was a deadbeat guy and the son had to catch the bus and I didn't do nothing, you'd be cussing me out. Here I am doing what I'm supposed to do.
And then some.
Right, and then some, and you can't even maintain respect for my efforts by letting your husband drive your car and drop your ass off. That car ain't for y'all.
Oh, you can just drive such
That car ain't for y'all. You don't get to make decisions on that car. It ain't for y'all. Now, if he get disrespectful, he can start coming home late at night. I understand. That's a whole different scenario.
Bring the car back to my house.
Thank you. It's coming back to my house. But
house.
you volunteered his car for your husband. Not his husband. Your husband. Woman, you need to sit your ass down with that foolishness. You're killing me. Come on, ladies. And then you're going to hang up? Come on now.
Yeah.
We agree now, right?
We agree.
Okay, we agree. We here.
She wrong. She gonna beat you get mad.
You know what?
How you gonna beat the person that being offended get mad?
I don't understand. You know, the only thing that makes me madder than that scenario is what white people be doing sometimes. Now, don't get it twisted. I got some white friends. I had some white friends for a long time. But sometimes what white people say is absolutely amazing. What white people do is even worse. But what white people say, it just drives me nuts. I got a video about what white people say. I need you to understand, white. You got to say it that way. What white people say, sometimes they just say some stuff. I really think they say it because they want to hear themselves talk. I don't even think they believe some of the stuff they say. They just want to make themselves feel good. There's this guy named Cornell X, who speaks for the brothers and the sisters very well. He holds his ground very well. So we're going to play this clip, and we'll come back and talk about what white people say. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Remembers the video of that police officer pulling the female student out of that classroom in South Carolina. There's been a lot of different opinions, of course, since that video went viral.
Cornell X and political consultant Angela Box tackled this one in tonight's Fox Face Off.
So in South Carolina this week, a police officer lost his job for doing his job by subduing an unruly student in a classroom. Now, the spin is that she had her phone out, she didn't want to put her phone away, whatever. I can guarantee you, as a teacher, this wasn't the first time this has happened, second, third, fourth. I guarantee it. This is no innocent little lamb. And when you have one student, just one, in a classroom, disrupting the class, making life hell for the teachers and the other students, it's impossible for other students to learn. Now, I do agree the cop went too far, but I don't think he should have lost his job over it. I think it's high time we start addressing the root causes of all this, the disrespect of teachers, this Black Lives Matter movement, this perpetual chip on your shoulder against everybody that's not like yourself. It's got to stop. We've got to address the culture.
First of all, let me say that the cop was justified in being terminated, but they should go further. I think the district attorney's office should indict him for assaulting that child. Ms. Box, nobody supports a disruptive student in a classroom because it stops other kids from learning. But what I do have a problem with is men should never deal and handle a woman like the way that cop handled that little girl. To turn that desk over the way he did, grab her around her neck, then grab that child and throw her across the room, that is unbecoming of a man with decent character and conduct. That's unbecoming of the conduct of a police officer. They should have got a school counselor, maybe a therapist on campus with a school counselor and a mental health officer to come to the school and deal with that child. We don't know what was going on with that kid, but no kid should be disruptive in the learning environment. Now, for you to say that we need to deal with the culture of black kids in school, let's deal with the culture of these crazy fanatic white boys who go in schools with guns and shoot and kill everybody. Let me finish. Hold on, wait a minute. Columbine, killing the kids at the elementary school, the shootings in other cities across America have all been crazy little white boys shooting up innocent people. So let's study that culture.
We have the black culture, unfortunately, which has been run, the black community has been run by Democrats for the last 60 years and has destroyed the black family, destroyed initiative, destroyed self-worth. You have kids out there shooting each other. It's not just white kids. Black kids shoot each other all the time.
But wait a minute. You said address the black culture.
No, address the black culture.
Let me finish, ma'am.
The perpetual chip on your shoulder. Blame whitey.
Show some manners. I didn't interrupt you. Show some respect. Don't tell me a damn thing about the black coaching kids in school when it's white boys that go in school and murder all kind of innocent people.
I'll tell you what, when you go into the
we need to study these fanatic white boys.
When you go into the inner city and start teaching there, you let me know, and then you can have something to say about it.
Ma'am, I went to inner city schools.
I taught there.
And guess what? At the end of the day, there's wolves in sheep clothing every day teaching in black schools.
Let me tell you something. How dare you say that to me?
It's the truth when it comes to you.
Please.
I love how he put him in check.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't get it twisted now. When she says we need to address the root cause,
oh yeah,
she's right. The root cause is systemic racism and disenfranchisement. It is the purposely done underfunding of schools in the black community. It's limited resources for the schools in the black community. It's gentrification in the black community. It is the lack of banking resources in the black community. Don't get it twisted. If we really get to the root cause of it, we're going to go way back to Jim Crow era when they started to do things to make sure we didn't have no money. And when we had money in our communities, they made sure they put stuff in place to take the money out of our communities. Don't get it twisted. She got a good point. Let's get to the root cause. It ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. What it has to do with is the consistent disenfranchisement of the American Negro, as James Baldwin used to say. Thank you for calling. Let's talk about it live with Jeffrey and Renee. Give us your name and your comment. Go ahead, caller. Give us a call back. I don't know what happened, but we missed you. Call back at 470-251-4647. We'll have you live on air with us. All right, now here's a good thing about it. Well, actually, Greg, what did you think about that video before we move forward?
Well, I know that there's a better way to handle the situation, but I think it was overly aggressive. But the only thing I think she may have said right was we definitely need to get to the root cause. I agree.
Good deal, good deal. Kenya, what'd you think?
While watching the video, I was trying to understand why did he become so aggressive with her. I didn't see her lunge at him. She was still sitting in the desk. She never got up. It was very violent.
Very violent.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily violent. Renee, what'd you think about that?
I agree. You know, we couldn't see what the young lady was doing. One, I have to agree with what the guy said. This is a young girl, you know, and a male should never handle her like that. One, she was at a disadvantage, so she couldn't cause you any harm. She's stuck in a chair. But then to put his hands on her and throw her across the room, that's aggressive and it's excessive force, you know, and he went too far. So yes, he should have lost his job. And as he said, her family should have pursued and sued or did more action, taken further action than that, because that's not enough, him losing his job. You put your hands on my child.
Man, that's...
Man, that's a kid and it's a female.
Exactly. Can you imagine it was your daughter?
Very tough video to watch.
Chill.
Very tough, very tough video to watch. Very tough video. All right, so we've already seen what the white people say. Let's look at what the white people do.
The Karens.
I mean, when the white people do things, first of all, they always try to do what we do. I mean, we can't keep nothing to ourselves. As soon as we do it, here they go. What white people do is always try to do what we do. If there's something we start, they want to do it. Here's the fascination with the N-word. They are so fascinated with the N-word because they can't say it. That's the only reason they want to say it. Because they feel like they can say and do whatever they want to do in spite of the impact it may have on other people. So I want to play this video of what the white people doing. What the white people doing is something that I find really disturbing at times, but this video shows exactly why I find this particularly disturbing. Go ahead and roll that clip. Why they got to look like that?
I know, for real, all right?
Yeah, help me out. Renee, help me out.
I can't call it. I can't call it. I don't know why they look like that.
Brother, can you help me out? Why they look like that?
Man, I don't know what they got going on.
They're killing me.
They just take everything.
Was it supposed to be an imitation?
Of what? Who?
Right, that's what I'm asking.
You know they got these TikTok challenges. All I know is the way they were looking, it was kind of scary.
But that's what I'm saying. Who were they imitating?
I have no idea, but it was kind of scary. It's kind of scary. All right, so let's talk about some relationship stuff. All right. So, ladies, this question is for you. When men ask for something, do y'all really hear us, or do y'all just hear like a sound? Renee, when we ask for something, do you really hear what we asking for, or do you hear like noise?
Do I hear no?
Noise.
Oh, noise?
Sound like you said you hear no because you
That's
said
what I
you
thought
can
you
get
were
it.
about to say, but no. It depends.
It depends
It
on
really depends. Like, if you asking me for something, if we talking about something unrealistic, or it's just like nonsense, foolishness, you know, no, I don't hear you. But if we're having an adult conversation and it's intelligent and I can relate, yes, I'm gonna hear you.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
I can't hear foolishness.
You can't hear foolishness. Okay. Can you?
I was wondering what you meant by when you ask us for something.
Yes, when we ask for
What does
something.
that mean? Asking for a question, asking for assistance, asking for a gift? What are you asking for?
Something.
But it depends on what you're asking for.
So women listen conditionally is what I'm hearing.
No, we listen, but in order for me to answer the question properly, I need to know exactly what you're referring to. But
anything.
Okay, well, if you ask me something of whatever nature, if I'm in agreement with it, I'll tell you. If I'm not, then I do this thing called deductive reasoning.
Deductive reasoning.
Yeah, I'll start asking a bunch of questions to get you to realize what I already know.
Right.
So that we can see it the same way.
Okay, all right.
Without telling you no.
Oh. So it's the Jedi mind trick. You don't want
It's
to do
not
it.
a Jedi mind. No,
we don't want to do
it's
it.
I'm asking you a lot of questions. Right, I'm asking you questions to understand why you're asking for what you're asking.
So you can conclude that you really don't want what you asked for.
No, because maybe what you're asking for after you answer the questions will make sense. So it's also for me too.
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Okay.
All right. Y'all know this is a setup question, right? Because this man asked his wife for something, and she said, if you can walk on water, you can have it.
That just try to drive.
Well, what did he ask for?
It that's right. That's what I'm saying. You can't ask a question like that.
But why the answer got to be, if you can walk on water, you can have it?
Well, we don't know what the question was.
Maybe he asked for something that didn't make sense.
Right. Maybe he asked for a dolphin.
Okay, so I got a video of this husband asking his wife for something, and the wife said, when you can walk on water, then maybe you can get it. So we're going to play this video of the husband walks on water to answer y'all questions.
I'm drowning.
Go ahead and roll this video for me.
This is
Exclusive. Go! Go! Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want? Shorty, what you need?
That's my case.
I like you.
He just asked a simple question. Honey, can we make love every day for the rest of the month? She said, if you can walk on water, sure we can. I bet she reneged on it.
I bet he all the way up.
I bet he reneged on it. He walked on water, did he not?
Look at
He walked on plastic.
That's why I said, I didn't see
It
the
was
water.
water.
He would have done better
His
just
feet
putting
never
some
touched the water.
real water on the floor and walking on that water.
She would have said, you just went down with something wet.
And then that's plastic. That
He
ain't
walked
water.
on water.
Okay, did Jesus have on sandals or was he barefoot since he walking on water?
I love it.
My
He
man.
walked on water. He walked on his sandals. Jesus walked on his sandals. This is in
Walked
the
on
Bible.
water, right? They would
It's
say
in the
walked on
Bible.
water.
We ain't talking about Jesus.
You know what? You're killing me.
We're not talking about Jesus.
But now, okay, let's be serious about it, ladies. You know, I heard some good responses from both of y'all. Y'all know sometimes y'all don't be listening to us. Y'all be looking for reasons to tell us no. Tell me I'm lying.
So, according to you, we just sit here or sit in a conversation with no, just block vision, tunnel vision, no.
Absolutely.
Negative.
That's exactly what y'all do.
No.
You need to meet better. You need to meet better people.
Right. Right.
She said I need to be with
Cartoons.
better people.
He watched too much TikTok.
You need to be with better people. You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. All right, Brother Greg. Question for you. This is an easy question.
Come on with it, man. What you got?
Easy question. We listen to our women, right? When they ask us for something, we take it in. We do our very best to try to make it happen, correct?
Correct.
See how simple that is? Y'all ask us for something, we do our very best to get it for you.
Well, hold on.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
My situation ain't like that.
Come out of that. Get me out of this.
Hey, man, listen. I understand. I've been in a situation like that before. Yeah, I understand where you come from, but a lot of it, I think more so, it depends.
Okay.
How long? Like, it going over like 5 minutes or something, and I kind of really like. But when I think women really allow us to kind of make decisions already knowing what direction the correction gonna go in. That's what it is. They allow men to make their decision, but what you probably seeing is that they waiting on the correction, you know, to put you in the right direction because, boy, you know we'll jack it up. I done jacked up several times.
Okay, all right, I can kind of see that. And
it's not just because she's sitting here either, but I think that. I think you better take the mic, turn my mic down.
All right, so listen, we got, in case you didn't know this, Brother Greg, we have a men's help desk that's there that we can call if we need advice, interacting with our wives. Now, I ain't got one of those, but in case I get one, I'll be utilizing the men's help desk. Because, ladies, sometimes, you know, it's a lot of work making y'all happy. I mean, y'all some of the worst communicators ever. Baby, what you want to eat? I don't know. Baby, you hungry? No. But let me come in that house with some food just for myself. Is it not going to be a problem? Can't even ring the bell right. Because you know what's going to be a problem, ladies. Don't even front. Like Kenya over there laughing because you know it's the truth. Baby, what's wrong? Nothing. Baby, can I go hang out with the boys? Go ahead. Hang out with the boys. Some of the worst communication ever. So we needed a man's help desk. So we got the man's help desk. This fellas only use this in the case of emergency to keep the lines clear for the other men that need to call and get some advice on how to interact with their wife or their woman or their significant other. This is the man's help desk. Go ahead and play that clip for me.
This is Mark. How can I assist you?
Yeah, this is Dave. My wife Crystal asked me to pick up something on the way home from work. I already forgot, and I can't ask her because she says I never listen.
All right, I'm going to say some common items, see if any of these ring a bell. Milk, bread, eggs, sugar. Starbucks latte.
No, that's not it either.
Do you have kids, Dave?
Shh. I'm supposed to pick up Isabella from soccer. Oh, she's going to be pissed. She told me twice. I gotta go. Wait, do you happen to know what
Try
park?
Woodbury Park. That is the closest field near you.
Oh, I love this service. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling the Help Desk for Men.
I love it. I mean, it's pressure, ladies. That's why we have the men's help desk. The number for the men's help desk is 470-251-4647. It's available every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. right here on Manifest TV on Status Network. Do you disagree with that, Renee? That we need a help desk to make y'all happy?
I'm laughing at you talking about something.
What?
Yeah, I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
You don't think we need a help desk?
No. I'm going to go back to what Greg said. Once you get yourself spiritually corrected, you don't need no help desk. Am I right, Greg? Once you get to know God, yourself, why you got to call a help desk? Look, Greg.
You know what?
No, I'm just going to say that right here because... do you want something to eat? No, I'm good. You sure you want to? No, I'm good.
Yeah, we do that.
So, hey, I'm finna go make me some.
No, you didn't tell me that you were going to make you something. You went and you made something, and then you came back and you had something, and I had nothing.
with a hot text, and I had to ask with a hot text, but I had to tell her,
yeah, but wait.
How we do
okay,
it
he
now?
asked, did I want something to eat?
You said no.
Yeah, because I wasn't hungry at the moment when he asked me, right?
No, please.
And so
the number's 470.
You need
no. It makes sense. You gotta hear me out.
Okay,
so I was like, well, I'll just get up and I'll make he and I something to eat together when I get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when he got up, I had asked him too, was he hungry? I said, you want me to make you something? And he said, no, I'm all right. Then he gets up and goes in the kitchen and makes him something. And then he comes back with that one something. And he starts eating, and I said, oh, that's how we do?
She's working. She's on the computer working.
What difference does that make?
A big difference.
About 5 minutes ago.
But when he asked, he wasn't in the
But you wasn't hungry either when she asked you.
Yeah, and I asked him at the same time.
But she wasn't hungry when he asked her?
And neither was he when she asked him.
But when you go in the kitchen and you start to make something for yourself.
You make it for both.
Or you say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make this sandwich real quick. Would you like me to make you one?
That's right.
Because that's what I would have done.
That's right. That's right.
But sandwiches ain't good later on because the bread be soggy. I don't like bread.
But when you went in that kitchen to make that sandwich, you could have said, you want a sandwich? I'm going to make me a sandwich.
5 minutes ago, she was straight.
You
too.
But see, a sandwich ain't a sandwich unless it got milk with it.
That's so wrong. Got covered
but now, okay, getting to the real point of it now, ladies. Sometimes y'all don't know what the hell y'all want. He did ask. She said no.
And she asked too, and he said no. I'm all right.
Okay, but then
in the same moment,
two negatives, don't make a positive in real life. That's only in math.
No, it does.
No, negative and negative cancel each other out.
Okay, but so then he still should have asked her. If she asked, he asked. Okay, but then he went in the kitchen to do the positive.
The sandwich was calling him though.
No, because he wasn't hungry.
It wasn't even though she don't even eat meat.
See, so
that ain't the point. It was
no.
If he go in the kitchen because she didn't know he was gonna fix the sandwich, he could have fixed the salad.
You can smell turkey sausage.
But she don't eat meat though.
She didn't know that what he was going to fix. So let's go there. She didn't know what he was going to fix. He just went in the kitchen to fix something to eat.
All right, fair enough. Like I said, ladies, we need the helpline to deal with y'all. That's why the number 470-251-4647.
You better get an 800 number, man.
That is the number that we call for the men's help desk. All right, now we just had a little tete-a-tete, a little argument, a little back and forth. Not a real argument, a little you see how she turned her back to me? This thing right here be killing me.
Look, she'll tell you she'll listen to no foolishness.
She don't.
Thank you.
I love to be an active listener.
This woman right here. Well, get on my last
to enough foolishness.
nerve. Okay, so I got the perfect video that describes our professional relationship. Now, don't get it twisted. We're professionals, But this video that I'm going to show you of a husband and a wife argument, I'm like, you know what? It feels like I'm on a radio show arguing like that. On the radio. It's a husband and wife argument perfectly demonstrated in this next video. Here's the part I need y'all to understand about it. Ain't nothing but love. But sometimes, you have an argument with people that, that are close to you. It's a proximity argument. So we're going to play this video, husband and wife argument, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Go ahead and roll that clip for me.
Hey, babe. Yeah. I just dropped the kids off. You want to do a little something? Hey, babe, you heard about Mike caught guy in his left big toe?
Yeah, I told him to eat better. Didn't you send him a meal plan?
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
You want to do a little something? Hey, babe, you heard Sarah caught the food, but they said she had COVID?
Yeah, I sent her mom some elderberries.
Babe.
Yeah.
You want to do a little something?
Okay. Now, that wasn't quite the argument, but that does go to underscore the point that women hear what they want to hear. Just like when they said, sometimes she don't hear foolishness. That's a perfect demonstration of it right there. Once he's talking about what he wants, she can't hear. The minute he talk about something that's, run the mill, now you hear work. What's the old saying? If you can say you can hear. Well, I like you ain't heard that before. I know where you're from. I know you heard it before. All right, let's go back to the Atlanta Barber College. All right, now, Brother Greg, first of all, if someone wanted to enroll, where would they go to find the information they need to enroll in the school?
AtlantaBarberCollege.com. There's a subscriber drop-down app when you first go on. You can either click the X, and you can go to admissions. Go to the admissions page, and you can it's 2 applications on there. One is for admissions, and one is for employment. So the top application, when the bar slides, that's the admission application.
Okay, good deal.
Come straight to the school. I usually send out a catalog. I wish I had brought it with me. A catalog for 2021 for the school. Explains the programs, my bio, and just what it takes to get to get licensed in the state of Georgia. Okay. And I saw you wanted a question for me to answer. With students, once you're licensed in Georgia, if another state requires 1,500 hours, they have something called reciprocity. So all you have to do is basically pay $50 and you're licensed in 2 states.
Right.
So that's how I'm able to get a lot of my reach. A lot of people's schools have shut down in their towns and stuff like that. So if I can get them here or either get them virtual, because the state board, I had an email, allowed, I petitioned that years ago to do online education, and they allow 50% of your education, which is the theory, to be done online, but the practical, they have to actually come into the school.
Got it.
So I can actually diversify my school, and like any other college, take out-of-state tuition, out-of-state schools, and out-of-state students, I'm sorry. And what I do is I offer my program 24/7. Everybody want to know, how you offer your program 24/7, 7 days a week? Because with the digital platform, all of my classes are pre-recorded, or I record during the daytime. So it's available if a person on the late shift. My mom worked for 11 to 7 sometimes, well, a lot of times. So she had 2 15-minute breaks and an hour lunch break. And when the student gets gets off work in the morning, they can do the lessons at night on those breaks. And when they get off work, I'm at the school at 8 a.m. so they can come by. We can do some more work or whatever needs to be done, but they can go home and it won't disrupt their normal routine so much. So I just try to make it convenient. This took everything as a whole. Everybody wants to do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's not a gimmick or anything. It's available. You know what I'm saying? You just have to take the time to, look at the platform. It's kind of like the tire. You know what I'm saying? The wheel has already been invented. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of sitting down and listening to people. You have to be able to listen. Through self-counseling for several years, I learned to be an active listener. In order to be a good teacher, you have to be a good listener. So I listen completely. And if a person can't repeat word for word everything that you've said, they're not listening to you. That's not called active listening. That's half, they say listen, whatever the case may be. But the platform itself works. People enjoy the platform. I'm working on some things with the city now to close it out. But everything is in order, everything is good. But I had this person in planning that's so adamant, it's just driving me, my architect, and my builder driving us crazy, man. So, but we're in motion. We're teaching. We're getting people educated. We're getting people licensed. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm running the show by myself right now. I have another educator that I'm gonna bring on, but I want to bring them in the actual physical facility. So we have testing in the walls for fire ratings and stuff like that, and we just finished up with that, and should have the final stuff in Wednesday. So, but we're in motion. LaTonyaBarberCollege.com.
Yes, sir. Now you're very close to historic Auburn Avenue, right? You're on the other side of it, Edgewood.
Hollow ground is what Ms. Neville, the councilman, the city councilwoman, calls it over there. So they had John Lewis's mural is on Auburn Avenue corner. And the other corner is where I am, and it has the purple mural with the recognition of all women. So that's me, that whole top floor up there. So I walk out my door, Auburn Market's right there, Grady Hospital, Children's Health Care, and the whole method of everything is when you leave school, Renee, you know you're supposed to have like 300 clients in cosmetology and barber school. So once again, the problem solver has come in, and with Grady and Children's Healthcare, what I did is I went into this area where there were other professionals. I wanted to go in the hospital in Grady when McDonald's first closed on that first floor. But what I did is I got
the McDonald's at Grady is closed.
Man, it been closed there for a while.
Wow, that was a landmark.
Yeah. So what I do is I seek out opportunity zones. I want to open a business that's in the opportunity zone. The opportunity zone allow me to hire people from within the community. So I have a partnership with HUD, so they give these people breaks, so they housing and make sure that they get situated. So within this particular one is the MLK Historic District. All right. So with this particular district, I'm also included with the SELC, everything on Auburn Avenue, World Peacock back in the day and all that stuff. So I'm inclusive in all of those entities, and we try to work together to improve the community. But most important, we try to keep the gentrification off our back.
Absolutely.
So someone has to take a chance. And my original location was going to be in the West End. I was going over the West End Mall, but that didn't work out. And then they offered me something across the street, and a car came off at 20 and ran to the back of it. So by the grace of God, I'm and what was intentionally in my heart where I really wanted to be, because I always thrive downtown. So my students, their first clients would be doctors and nurses from Grady Hospital, Children's Healthcare, Georgia State. So everybody come to the city, but everybody don't go to Douglasville or go to Gwinnett or whatever the case may be. So what they can do, when they finish school, they can take these clients with them back into the community. So you network with people from Lawrenceville. And so in my building, I have 3 suites that when they graduate, I'm allowed those students, like super senior students that get ready to venture out, I'm allowed them to use those suites if they need for 6 months for free. So they can, get their clientele really next. They won't lose what they've already gained. But I allow them to make full price in order to keep their business. But I'm structure them where they can, learn the business, and when they go back, they can thrive. Everybody can't live off of walk-in, so it just increases, their profitability, because $30,000 a year is the average salary that a barber should actually be making. Right. You know what I'm saying? That allow you to take care of family and 2 kids. Maybe not to what you want to do, but the platform is unlimited.
Good deal. Good deal. I love it. Judy Purnell says, to my nephew, congratulations. Success is yours, Professor Purnell.
Yeah, my aunt is a retired professor at African American Studies at Columbus State University. She's well traveled. She's supported by the government. They send her all over the place to do these studies. She's even went into areas like to study the original Aborigines over in China. She's spent several tours over in Africa, and she's real adamant about me taking this torch for my family. You know what I mean? She knows our genealogical history. She knows everything. So she's so studious. She just did an unveiling over at Columbus State. I think a picture that some educator, whatever the case, but she's very active, and even at 70 plus years old, and she's moving around here. She'll slow down, but at her age, out the country, her and my 2 cousins, Laura and Rhonda, listen, they will catch a flight to Puerto Rico in a minute. They don't care about leaving the country, but they enjoy their lives. And their mom, Judy has really put that in our whole family. You know what I'm saying? That's our heart right now. Candy gone, so we leaning on Judy. So Judy, all we got right now. And the reality is she's not gonna be here forever. And it's something that I've always avoided and ran from. But she know what she's doing. There's always a method to the madness. As a matter of fact, the first time I came home, the first thing she put in my hand was a book. Miseducation of the Negro, in an envelope with $500 in it. And she said, the next time I see you, you get yourself together. Just take your time and get yourself together. Matter of fact, she's the one that paid for my barber license. I blew the money, you know what I'm saying, because I was getting clothes and all this other stuff. But she came back and paid for my barber education, and I took my time paying her back. And she was so mad because my aunt gangster now. She want her money. She buy her money. I'm a Capricorn, so I know how she feel. But I was beside myself. You see what I'm saying? But she, like my mom, she never quit on me. She never gave up on me. You know what I'm saying? I have, different entities that I deal with. Miss Angela, Phoenix Behavioral, my friend. Man, that lady right there is the greatest person in the world. If y'all need someone that has problems with mental health, drug use, relationships, Phoenix Behavioral, man. This lady name is Angela there. She is the greatest person in the world. I swear, she is marvelous. And I mean, she has helped so many people. And I volunteer with her on Saturday with her groups. And, you know, I went through the group, but I, you know, stayed with the group because there was just so much going on. But mental health, man, is very serious. It's real. Mental health is real. Yeah. So I take medication. You know what I mean? But mine is, I have a mood disorder, so you know I'm all over the place, and I have anxiety, and I don't sleep because I have so many thoughts running around in my head. But the reality of it is that's what is the sign of a genius. You see what I'm saying? So it scares me sometimes, but I embrace it a lot of time because I know it's a God-given gift. So when He's ready to take it from me, when He's ready for me to utilize it, then that's what I do. Yes, but I try not to do anything on my own accord because I've made some very bad decisions. So I'm a spiritual person, and I just try to let that lead the way. And I teach my children and my grandchildren that follow your gut. You know, my daughters, I had a talk the other night, you know what I'm saying, one of my daughters, and it was like, hey, she said she felt uneasy. Her and her mother, they were out and about. So a person walked by, and they didn't, you know, like the feeling. So I explained to her that you remember that feeling right there. So anytime you feel that feeling, I don't care what situation you're in, you need to get away. You see what I'm saying? And call somebody. So she was like, I ain't got no phone, I can't call nobody. So you need to get to an adult and let them know that you didn't feel good. They need to call one of your parents. You know what I'm saying? So we can show up and make sure that you're all right. But this, you know, we take that for granted. You know, that spiritual gift, yeah.
Love it. Now, you told people how to get in contact with the school.
Right.
If they wanted to follow you or reach out to you on social media, if you're comfortable with that, you want to share your social media?
Man,
you don't have to.
Man, you know I love the... my Instagram is the Barber Instructor. Okay. So I am the only one, the Barber Instructor. So, you know, that speaks volumes. My school, Atlanta Barber College, also has a page. We're on all platforms. So, I mean, you really can't miss it. You know, I do fun videos, try to make people laugh, try to get them engaged, you know what I'm saying, on my social media page. But Atlanta Barber College, I mean, we're there. I might have to make another name change to Atlanta Barber Institute. I ain't sure yet, but the school is there.
Good deal.
Everything, we in the building, so there ain't no problem with that. But I appreciate everything, you know what I'm saying. I thank you for this interview. This is my first official interview, and I gave, you know, I wanted to do this encounter, you know. I love home.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? C-Town Clown. I love home.
We are glad
you know what I'm
to
saying?
have you.
Up here, I was able to make my way. And the way I was able to come up here and make my way because I had somebody come before me, and that's Dallas Austin. When Dallas came up here, he did his thing, and when he came back, I used to be mad with him for so long because it felt like he had just left us abandoned. But at the end of the day, man, you're responsible for yourself, and you got to do what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? He made his choice, and I had to make my choices, but that has always motivated me, along with an ex that told me to get a real job.
Wow.
A real job.
I love it.
She told me to get a real job. Okay.
Well, you know, I remember Greg's real job was Subway.
Nah, you remember that? Hey, you were talking about that
Road in Columbus, Georgia. I remember that back in the day.
Man, I fed the whole city.
Yes,
you did. The whole city. I always try to show love now. Hey, I ain't never been so. I always try to show love now. I fed the whole Columbus, Georgia, the whole Muskogee County for real.
Yes,
Kennedy High School dance, Crystal. They come on Crystal, man. They want no Crystal.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Thank you so much for coming out.
Man, I thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Kenya, we appreciate you coming out. You want people to follow you on social media? You can share. If not,
no.
She said she good. She good. All right.
But once again, I thank you so much, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I can't say that enough, and I'm so glad to see y'all. Y'all look so good.
I know.
I appreciate seeing y'all.
Yes,
really
sir.
We're gonna have to get together, man. Family.
We're definitely gonna do that. Pleasure having you. Pleasure having you.
All right, man. Look, and then I need that lady from Houston too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
I'll
give
have
you her
her
social media.
get that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Love you, mama.
All right, Renee. If people want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
They can follow me at Pretty Eyes, and that's IIIIZ at Instagram.
It's 3 eyes.
3.
3 eyes. Make sure y'all get them 3 eyes. All right. This has been a whole lot of fun. I love the way things lined up this week. It was a really, really fun show. All right. The producer today was Brother JoJo. He did a hell of a job. You know, I throw a lot of stuff at him. He always catches it and throws it right on that screen when we need it. Good job, brother.
Oh, wait, before you go.
Yes, sir.
I need your trainer, man. How can I get my stomach like yours so I take my shirt off? I want to take my shirt off, too.
Woo, my goodness. Whoa, my goodness.
They ain't love to take it off now.
I I done kept it on for the last year. I ain't taking it off no more. I'm a little too old for that now. All right, so here we go. Great job, Brother Joe. Yannette, you're still my office girlfriend, even though I believe you stepping out on me. I believe it with my own eyes. Jack Trey, he pays all the bills up in this piece, and we appreciate that. It's been a whole lot of fun. We do this every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. right here on Manifest TV. Manifest TV is powered by the Status Network. Our social media handles are Instagram, manifesttv.status, Facebook, Status Network LLC, Periscope, status_network_, Twitter, Status Network, status_network_. We're on the Amazon Fire Stick and on Roku. You can also find us on YouTube as Manifest TV or Status Network. I am Talk with Jeffrey, Jeffery, on all social media platforms except for Snapchat. I'm not snapping. I'm not chatting. I think I'm too old for that. This has been a whole lot of fun. But I am Janae. I am Jeffrey.
And I am Renee. And we are out.
And there you have it. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey and Renee. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. And make sure you join us next Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. only on www.statusnetwork.net. Jeffrey.